welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. And as you can see, Lord Scuba Carver is back in the studio this week, but he has not seen Supergirl yet, so that review will be put on hold until he does. I'm sure he will have plenty of opinions, a lot of hate for the Snyder rant and the Dean Cain rant, but you know what? Justifiably so.
You know what, though? I feel like I need to kind of wind it back on my Snyder rant. My rant wasn't specifically geared towards Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's made some of the fucking most epic movies we've seen. Dawn of the Dead, hands down, is probably the best remake ever.
One of the best. I will agree with that.
And so I'm not taking anything away from Zack Snyder. Has he made some flops? Yeah. Looking at you, Army of the Dead. It was still a fun film. I enjoyed it. It didn't do that great, with the fans and stuff, but I thought it was great. My main complaint with all of that was the Snyder monkeys, like I keep saying, Snyder monkeys, that just won't let it go, dude.
Yeah.
They just don't. And don't get me wrong, dude. I didn't hate those films when they came out. At the time, Henry Cavill was Superman to me. He still is Superman. Just like Christopher Reeves will always be Superman to me. Brandon Routh, not so much.
Not his fault, though. Not his fault.
And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. The movie just could have been something completely different. But so my hate wasn't geared towards Zack Snyder. I don't have an issue with Zack Snyder. I loved the Snyder cut of Justice League. I watched it like 3 times back to back when it came out. It was beautifully done. I wish that's the version we would have gotten in theater, or that theatrical release. I don't know, about 4 hours long, but it was great. It was a great fucking movie. So my hate is geared towards those hardcore Snyderverse fans. Has nothing to do with Zack Snyder. It's the Snyderverse fans that just won't let it go.
Yeah.
Like the people that say, oh, Christian Bale was the best Batman ever. No, he wasn't. Christian Bale was not the best Batman ever. Because I'm telling you right now, if you were to put every single, and this is a hot take, I don't give a fuck. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. But if you were to put every version of live action Batman in a death battle, Batfleck wins, hands down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is the closest. He is the closest accurate, physically, the closest fighting style wise that they even mimicked his fighting style
from the games
in The Flash with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and you can't say they didn't, because that scene when they're in the silo and Michael Keaton's fucking kicking ass, that's literally ripped from Batfleck's Batman.
Yeah. 100%.
So, and I'm not taking away anything from any of our childhood heroes, but you got to let them rest. When the torch gets passed, it gets passed because we need a newer version of it. Just like whenever, it's time for Wolverine to retire, because it's going to happen, even though, Hugh Jackman says he will do it till he's 90 if he has to.
Yeah, he did say that.
90.
But the fact of the matter is, it's not always going to be Hugh Jackman. I love the old X-Men films. For as shitty as some of them are, a lot of them are.
Yeah.
I love them. But that doesn't mean I don't want something better. That doesn't mean I'm not going to accept change with this new wave of X-Men that we're getting. You just got to let it go. I mean, James Gunn and Zack Snyder, they're really good friends.
Yeah.
Like, really, dude, to the point to where they were on an episode of Rick and Morty together. Like, nice. And they've worked on films together. Like, Zack Snyder does not hate James Gunn. James Gunn did not steal Zack Snyder's job. And everybody that's so down right now with, the James Gunn universe is done because Supergirl did bad. Look at The Incredible Hulk. It was the second movie in the
Oh my
MCU.
God. Psycho Nerd said the same thing 3 days ago.
Dude,
Holy
and it's
yes.
look at where the MCU is now. Just because you have one bad movie doesn't mean it's over. The possibilities are endless. There's so many different ways that this can go. So once again, my frustration and my anger was not geared towards Zack Snyder. Love Zack Snyder. He's, like I said, he's done some of my favorite films. It's with the fans that just will not let it go. If you don't like it, fine. If you want to be stuck back in the past, cool. Be stuck back in the past. Then that's all you get. You get that little bit of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Let the rest of us continue forward, continue with the future of the DCU, and whatever we get is what we get. If it's great, hey, fucking jump on board. If it's not, hey, we both share shitty movies. I mean, that's all I can say. My hatred for Dean Cain, fuck that fat fuck. I'll still fight him.
Fuck. Well, now that we got that clarified, because people were throwing a lot of shade, and I get it. When you're comparing what you just said, kind of reminds me of what you said about Cowboy fans on the recycled corn, like freaking forever ago. It's the same thing. You don't hate the team, you hate the fandom, and I totally get behind that.
And look, I don't hate the entire fandom. I don't hate the entire fandom of Cowboy fans.
We won't go there because we don't.
I can go there. I'm Mexican. I can fucking say it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but my Latino brother and sisters that are fucking Cowboy fans, you're toxic as fuck. You're bien toxico, and you're the ones I don't like. My last name's Vasquez. I'm not white like those guys. I can say it. You're the problem.
Yeah.
But at least they're not Raiders fans.
Yeah, we have family that are Raider fans, unfortunately, but neither here.
But all right, my 7-minute rant's over. Let's start the show, baby.
Yeah. So with this being Independence Day, it seemed only fitting that this particular week we review a movie that I forgot how fucking good this movie was. I haven't watched it in a while, but of course, Independence Day premiered July 3rd, today in 1996, as we're recording this on the 3rd. Directed by Roland Emmerich, budget of $75 million, which at the time was a lot of money. Opening budget was $50 million, and then the overall box office was $817.4 million. So it's a complete flop. No, just kidding. It was a fucking phenomenal movie. Before I go over the cast, I do want to ask, I know I saw this opening weekend back in July of 96. But Psycho Nerd, when is the first time you saw this movie?
I don't remember the exact date, but I know exactly where I watched it, and I know which auditorium I watched it in. I watched it at Tinseltown for the first time.
Yep.
Because the theater had only been open for a while at the time. I'd already seen Twister there previously, and I saw it in number 2. I'll never forget it because this movie was really awesome at the time. Plus, I had just started trying to go to the theater without mommy and daddy at the time. Thankfully, it wasn't rated R because I wasn't quite old enough yet, but that's okay. True. That's okay. But I had a lot of fun with this movie the first time.
What about you, Scuba?
I believe this movie came out either going into my freshman year or going into my sophomore year. So I don't remember if it was the summer of my freshman year, like going into my freshman year, or the summer of going into my sophomore year. But I do remember going to the theater and watching it that weekend with my best friend Daniel. And holy shit, dude, blown away. Yeah. You got to remember, man, I loved Will Smith. I loved his music, for as cheesy and corny as it was. I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So seeing him in a role like this where he's fighting fucking aliens, bro, let's go. I'm all about it.
Agreed. Yeah, this is definitely one. I don't think I saw this at Tinseltown. I remember seeing it at, I think it was Cine 6 when it was still open. It was still open. So,
yeah, it was.
But we're going to move on to the cast. We have Will Smith as Captain Hiller. We have Lone Star himself, Bill Pullman, as President Whitmore. Jeff Goldblum, David Levinson. Margaret Collin as Constance Spano. Judd Hirsch as Julius Levinson. David's dad. Vivica A. Oh my God, she's such a fox as Jasmine Dubrow. Oh my God, that's the first time I'd ever seen Vivica A. Fox, and I was in love from the very beginning.
I think we all were, bro.
Yeah,
seriously.
Vivica A. I'm sorry, Randy Quaid as Russell K. Arguably the MVP of the movie.
I was gonna say he's the hero of the
he's the MVP.
film.
He's a fuck up, but he's such a great fuck up. We have Mary McDonnell as the First Lady, who we would also see in the remake of the Battlestar Galactica series. Robert Loggia as General William Gray. Brent Spiner, freaking Commander Data. I flipped out when I saw him on the screen. I was like, yes, finally. Brent Spiner as Dr. Oaken. James Rebhorn as the Secretary of Defense. And I want to say something about this guy. This guy always plays douchebags. Every movie he's in, every TV show he's in, he's a complete douchebag. Starting to think he's being typecasted. And last but not least, we have Adam Baldwin as Major Mitchell. Pretty strong cast for this movie.
Yep.
Now, I want to go into the fun facts. There's a couple of good ones in here, and then we'll talk about this movie. So, the movie name had not been cleared for use, so they convinced the studio to purchase the rights to the name Independence Day over the working title, which was Doomsday. Horrible name for a movie. Looking at you, Marvel. The producers added the holiday name to the Bill Pullman speech.
Don't you mean DC?
No, Doomsday
is DC.
Yeah, but they have the Doomsday movie coming out soon.
Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah, come on, man.
I thought you were talking about the Doomsday.
No, I'm talking about the movie title itself.
Okay.
Will Smith ad-libbed the line, and what the hell is that smell? It was a genuine reaction to the decaying brine shrimp that's in the Great Salt Lake. The role of President Whitmore was written with Kevin Spacey in mind. That didn't age very well. That did not age well at all. The U.S. military initially agreed to help production, but pulled out when they discovered that their references to Area 51, back when it was still a secret.
Was it though?
Yeah. Well, it was like, the bad guy in Into Darkness, Star Trek. Like, it's Khan. No, it's not. Yes, it is. We already know.
But we all know it's Khan.
We already know it's Khan. It's a con that you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes is what's going on there.
I see what you did there.
Jeff Goldblum's line, must go faster, was a nod to his famous line from Jurassic Park. Most of the dialogue between Goldblum and Will Smith and Judd Hirsch was improvised. And this is my favorite one, by the way. This is funny as hell. Producer Dean Devlin accidentally told Robert Loggia to watch the movie Airplane for inspiration when he actually meant the movie Airport.
No, that's funny.
Robert Loggia watched Airplane and was pissed, thinking he was in a spoof movie, and refused to come out of his trailer for a while. So they had to smooth that.
That's funny.
All right. Holy shit. This movie. I want to say this. Watching this movie, I got a little emotional watching it. Like I said, I hadn't watched this movie in fucking forever. And I kind of went back in time to the first time I saw this movie, and a lot of those emotions at that time kind of came back. And I was just sitting there like, dude, this movie is fucking incredible. 2.5 hours and there's no dull moments. Like there's no, bathroom break, gotta go. None of that in this movie. This movie was phenomenal from the beginning to the end. We see the moon. They're talking about the Apollo landing, and then we see everything on the moon just start to change. And then this big old fucking ship, looking like a fucking Star Destroyer at the beginning of Star Wars.
The shadow over the moon is eerie as all hell. Seriously.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I did. We have that organization, SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. We have that, but I'm like, how did they not pick that up until right when they're at the fucking moon? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that a little bit. Psycho, what are your takes on this movie?
It's one of the more fun popcorn movies I think I've ever seen in my life. It does have a little bit of a cheese factor around the edges, but otherwise, it is a super fun movie. I love Will Smith in this movie. Because the movie isn't really comical for the most part. Once he enters the scene, it's like there's like instant comic relief on just about everything he says,
Yeah.
and I really dig his performance. But I also like Jeff Goldblum. A lot of people like to say that he was very much the same character between this and Jurassic Park, but I don't really get that. I don't feel like he does as much of the
Yeah.
mannerisms that we're used to. So I don't know. I feel like he toned it down in this film. And I love Judd Hirsch in this film. He's funny. He's a bit of a stereotype, but I don't really care. I
Yeah.
just enjoy his work in this film immensely.
Now, you want to talk about stereotype? How about David's assistant, the guy from the Birdcage? I forget his name, but that
Well,
guy
that
was
guy, the guy from Mrs.
stereotypical.
Doubtfire. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Like, just
As is, I was curious about who did the score to this movie because there are moments in the movie where I really enjoy the bits of music between the alien,
mhm.
whenever bad shit's going on versus the more triumphant music that plays.
Yeah, of
This
course.
guy's got a pretty extensive resume from stinkers to really awesome ones. 1998 Godzilla for one. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
But
Who who was
he
the
uh
composer?
he, ex- he was the composer.
Oh,
That
no,
was
who
David
was the
Arnold.
composer? I'm asking
David
who.
Arnold.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard that name before. Okay.
But he's actually done a few other movies that I really like, including 5 consecutive Bond films from
Oh,
Pierce Brosnan and to Casino Royale, one of my personal favorite Bond film of all time. And Dad's
I
too.
I do love that when we get to SETI and the dudes playing golf in the office, just hanging out, we hear REM's "The End of the World as We Know It." I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if that's not setting this movie up, I don't know what will. Scuba, what are your thoughts about this movie?
Dude, I love this movie, man. I literally I share the same quote since social media has started. The first 4th of July on
Yep.
MySpace, I shared the damn president's speech, and I do it every damn year because dude, that speech just gets me every damn time. It's such a this movie. There is nothing.
Inspiring.
There are some things that I would take out. I feel like the runtime it doesn't need to be that long, but it doesn't hurt the movie. You know what I mean? It builds up these characters really
Yeah.
well. We get to know them. We get to see the struggles that they're going through. And so, while I will say I think the runtime's like 2 hours and 21 minutes, something like that. I think shave off 20 minutes. I don't know where, but it's a damn good movie, man. That I don't from the get-go, from the opening scene all the way to the end. It's just Will Smith brings this he's got this kind of charm to his, playing this character that
Yeah.
he's I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say other than I fucking love this movie. It's not this badass fucking action-packed flick, but it's got it where it needs it
Mhm.
and it works.
For me, and I was telling Psycho before we hit record, there is one little thing that annoyed me, and it shouldn't, but it does. And
Mhm.
it's when they get the orders, they're at El Toro, they're about to go launch the offensive or the offensive on the ship, and they're walking to their aircraft, and then Harry Connick's like, I got my cigar, da 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 da, and then Will Smith goes, "Calm down, soldier," and they're fucking Marines. That annoys. It shouldn't, but it does. But then later on, when he's about to die, he's like, "Put your mask back on, Marine." I'm like, okay, which one are we? It shouldn't annoy me, but it does.
But it does because you've been in the military.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, you don't think
So
that's being just a little nitpicky there? Just
no, but I get it though. I've never been in the military, but my old drummer is a former Marine.
uh,
Okay. And I forgot what I called him, and he got like super offended by it. And so now I remember, okay, you're a former Marine, not whatever the fuck it was that I said or whatever. So
you probably said ex-Marine, and they're always
that's what I said. I said ex-Marine. I said, "You're an ex-Marine." He said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm a former Marine. And then went on this tangent as to why I needed to call that. So that's always stuck in my head. But for a civilian who was only in fucking NJROTC, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That
I know.
Even the little things like that, I can look past.
See, that's why I can't watch NCIS anymore, because when they have somebody in uniform on and they have their stack of ribbons, I'm looking going, are they in order? I don't want to do that. I just do, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I become? What am I becoming? One of those stolen valor audit dudes? Oh, no, I don't want to be that guy. I just want to enjoy the movie, and just that little thing was like, just fucking ruined that entire scene for me. Turn off the camera. Let's go. Turn this place into a parking lot. Let's get the fuck out of here. But no, it's just a little nitpick. But I don't know. Bill Pullman in this movie, and I think the first time I've ever seen Bill Pullman in the movie was, of course, Spaceballs as Lone Star. So seeing him in a more serious role definitely kind of put him on my radar, because I remember he had done another movie with Sandra Bullock maybe a year or two prior, called While I Was Sleeping, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, it's a good
Where
one.
he's in a coma or
While
something
you were
like that.
sleeping.
Yeah, that one. I saw that after Independence Day, obviously. But this is just such an all-star cast. I mean, come on. We have Robert Loggia, come on, Jeff Goldblum, who was coming off of the Jurassic Park movie. Randy Quaid. I mean, come on. Randy
Not
Quaid.
only that, but there's a big who's who of just random people in the film. Throughout the entire film, I'm like, oh, that's from so and so. Is from so and so. The little kid, Randy Quaid's younger son.
Yeah.
It's freaking Lance from Detroit Rock City.
Yeah,
It's like throughout the whole movie, there's so many faces I recognize. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a mishmash of familiar people throughout the entire damn film. It's insane. What do we think about the special effects? Here we are 30 years later.
Look, man.
Uh-oh.
The majority of them are practical effects. I am a sucker for practical effects. You give me, I don't care if you're using miniatures. I don't give a shit. If it's a practical effect, bravo, because even in 96, CGI was still kind of,
Well, this is after Terminator 2, though, too. So
exactly. And so there's a lot of, you can give leeway because of the time, but you have to remember we had Terminator 2. Anything after that should be fucking awesome. But the effects in here, they don't bug me, man, because even I can't even think of one off the top of my head where I'm just like, that didn't hold up, because I'm so into the movie, it doesn't take away.
There is one scene, and I caught it right away, and I remember it even back then. I thought it was kind of sloppy, but it's when Vivica A. Fox is in the tunnel and she's going through that door to go to take cover, and when
from the
big fireball that's coming their way,
yeah.
When she gets into that room and you see the cars flying, you can tell it's a green screen because there's like an aura around her. It's very faint, but if you know where to look, you can see it. It doesn't
hold on.
out. It doesn't.
No. But hold on. Listen. When we saw it initially, you didn't see that. You have to remember, these things have been bumped up from from the way it was filmed. So now we have 4K versions, we have this and that. So you're going to see all of the flaws with it now, especially even if you stream it, because you're not watching it in the original form. I guarantee you get a VHS copy of Independence Day, you pop that bitch in, you don't see none of that shit.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe it's possible.
More likely.
But for me, there's only maybe a couple, like during the big attack that happens in all the big cities. There's only split moments along the way where I'm like, okay, that fireball looked a little, but it's so minor. It does not bring down my enjoyment of the movie. It's noticeable, but it does not ruin anything for me. It's just like, well, some effects don't hold up after 30 years, but most of them do, and I give them credit for that. And yes, I agree with you with practical 100% all 100%. Day long, all day long.
But here's my thing too about this movie is that we as a human race are fucking stupid. There were what, 12 of these city-side ships flying over major cities, and we got dumbasses in fucking LA on the roof of one of the tallest buildings going, Hey, come on in. Do we not see Mars Attacks? Come on, guys. Seriously.
Okay. But here's the thing, man.
Stupid people, man.
We don't know. Okay, let's take it out of the movie space and into reality. If something like this were to occur and we knew 100% that in our skies there was actual, legit, intelligent life form from another world, we don't know their intentions. We have no way of knowing their intentions.
It's true.
So are you going to be the asshole that's like, oh, fuck these guys? No, I'm going to be one of those people that's like, hey, welcome to Earth. And then if I have to change my tone, I'm going to be like, welcome to Earth.
And
you know,
that's what I call a close encounter.
I'll take that idea a step further. Randy Quaid's kid, when they're in the trailer, did you notice what movie he was watching on the TV? Did anybody catch it?
Earth still, wasn't it?
Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got that. Wow,
Yeah.
I thought he would get that one before you.
I've never seen that movie, but I know the movie. I mean, come on, I'm not. This is the Real Movie Critics, sir. Real reviews by real fans. We know movies, even though I've never fucking seen it. Calm down.
Have you ever actually seen a B movie before?
dude, I love B movies so much. You know what we need to do? We need to, you know what we need to review?
War of the
At
Worlds?
least one. Well, yes. But I think we need to push our buddy Zodiac there to watch some trauma films. And I'm not talking
Ooh.
Toxic Avenger.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, maybe?
Oh, no, fuck no.
Too much for you?
We reviewed that. We reviewed that last year on Gore and More. It was my pick, and it got the lowest fucking score last year ever. For last year.
Are you talking like Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Is that what you,
No. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
No. I mean, with this particular, what you're talking about, would that be on the same level, or is that just something totally different? Because I've seen that one.
It's not trauma. It's not trauma, but it is. I would call Killer Clowns a B movie.
But it's a fun B movie.
But it's a fun B movie.
And it's got a quick cameo by Christopher Titus. That's true.
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Yeah. Right in the opening, you see him for like a split moment. That's it.
I would say if we're going to make him watch anything from Trauma, it would either be Tromeo and Juliet, James Gunn's greatest work, or Terra Firma. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Psycho, but...
Nah, not yet, but no,
you want to watch some slop. You want to watch some trauma slop. That's where you start.
But again, like I said before, I just think people are stupid. And I'm sorry, if I know there's aliens coming, I'm the half full guy, like, what the fuck do they want? And why are there? And of course, this day and age, there's social media, so the news will travel faster. This is 96. The internet, AOL, was in its infancy. It was still fairly new to everybody. So not everybody's going to get the message. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, if there's 12 fucking ships going to 12 major cities, and they're just going to sit there for 6 hours until they... No, fuck
that.
you.
That does feel a little suspect.
Okay,
Suspect to me,
but
a little bit.
But here's the thing. On the other side of that, if we are trying to make contact with an alien race and we are going to their planet, are you just sending in one ship? You don't know if they're fucking hostile. It's the same thing. It's the same shit. Now, granted, these assholes were fucking hostile. They were hostile as fuck. They were coming to fucking fuck shit up. But like I said, I don't take anything away from those people. I don't call them stupid. But let me tell you right now, in this day and age, I would welcome an Independence Day style attack from aliens, from space aliens.
I was going to say we have enough of that here as it is. We don't need them to come from space. We just do it here, you know.
But you know what though? But that's what it would take to unite humanity. That is what right there. And that's the whole point of this fucking movie. Independence Day no longer applies to just the United States. It is the day that the world becomes united as one against a common fucking enemy. Because after you realize that, hey, we're not alone, you have no choice but to band together. you have no choice but to throw your fucking pity, your pitiful fucking wars aside. Because at that point, guess what? Hey, your land belongs to me. Doesn't fucking matter anymore. Because there's motherfuckers with lasers that's gonna come down and fuck shit up.
Today we celebrate our Independence Day. So
there's a little small thing I want to bring up that me and Deb were watching it last night. After all the attacks happened initially, Vivica A. Fox comes out of the room. She's looking around. How did the palm trees survive the attack? There's palm trees that are standing.
Come on, dude. Really? I remember
hold on.
I said it out loud, and my dad was like, "Oh my god, I was thinking the same thing. What the fuck's up with the palm trees?" And I'm like,
they had strong.
No. You have to think sometimes too. There are anomalies like that occur when there's explosion. Look at when the atomic bombs dropped. It didn't fucking destroy everything. There were things that stayed standing. I don't remember the name of the archway, but it's like this very famous archway in Japan that I don't remember if it was in Nagasaki or Hiroshima, but everything around it was decimated except this one like holy arch that they had there. So it is possible.
Yeah, it's just it just stood out. I couldn't help but laugh at it. I just thought it was funny.
The thing that got me into theater the first time, and every time I've watched it, and it got me last night, is when the attacks are over. It's July 3rd. July 3rd pops up on the screen. We see the ship leaving New York, and there's a Statue of Liberty just laying in the water. I lose it every time. I'm like, whoa.
That's a sad sight.
It's a sad, and I remember my roommate Jason was laughing, and I fucking hit him in the shoulder and said, "That's not fucking funny. You take that shit serious." I was pissed. Like, I legit got mad at him for that.
But what's the difference of that and the end of Planet of the Apes?
I was just gonna say
it's the same thing. Yeah. It's not meant to be funny. And Mom talked about that when she first saw Planet of the Apes, when they show the Statue of Liberty in the sand. She said the theater got super quiet. It's just one of those things where you're like, whoa, he was there the whole fucking time and he didn't know it. It had, I believe these two have the same impact. It's like, this shit just got real.
See, you know and for me, I take it as symbolism, whatever the fuck.
Symbolism.
I just quoted fucking Boondock Saints. Symbolism.
Yes, you did. It's awesome.
I see it as it no longer matters.
Yeah.
Anything that we stood for as the United States, it doesn't matter anymore.
True.
All that liberty and all that, it's nothing. We are a speck of sand in this vast fucking universe, and now we know it. So any monuments or anything grand that we thought was this very important thing, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, petty differences don't matter anymore.
Now, here's where my mind goes with this movie. What happens to religion after this?
Oh, fuck. Whoa, I hadn't thought about that.
You know what I'm saying? What happens to organized religion? How do you explain that?
You don't.
So that causes a whole different fucking mind fuck if you sit there and you actually think about it, because there's so much, there's just so much to think about if aliens were to actually come to Earth, especially on this scale, because then at that point you're like, well, fuck me. What do we believe in now? Where do we go from here?
Yeah, and it disproves everything that Catholicism has said is not true. They don't think evolution's real. They, that all these things that they think are not true. And now it's like, there's the fucking proof. And like Vivica A. Fox, why are you acting this way? Oh, here's the curtain. Look out the window. There's a big old fucking ship outside. I hadn't thought about that. So that's a good point too.
In the extended cut, there is one guy when Vivica A. Fox is driving the big truck and picking up people along the way. There is one guy who's like super religious or whatever, is talking about, the end of the world, all this other stuff, and he won't go with them. He won't shut up about it. So there's still people that are kind of clinging on to it. And it's like, dude, you need to kind of change your thinking a little bit, I think. But whatever.
The thing about this movie too is that it's not one of those, oh, we're always going to win. There are moments in this movie you feel like, fuck, we are done. There's no
Dude, we
fucking
get our
way we're going to
asses
win.
kicked in this film. We get the freaking shit kicked
We
out
dropped
of
the
us.
nuke in Houston. Again, Houston, whatever.
That pisses me off every time.
But they dropped a nuke and it didn't do shit.
Nope.
The shield was able to go, nope. Like it was not even there.
And and I like that because that is our go-to.
It is every time.
That is our ace in the our ace in the hole, and it didn't do nothing.
Not a damn thing.
And it just shows that no matter how badass we think we are,
we're not.
We're not.
Yep.
We're primitive. We were. This was Alien, or this was Predator.
Yeah.
And we were the fucking prey.
Yep.
And it took almost just going to like backwoods bullshit to even, granted, of course they had to upload the virus and all that stuff, but putting that aside, had the initial plane going up, which is one of the most fucking epic scenes, and it gets me hype every fucking time. I'm like, yeah, you fucking go. You get your redemption, baby.
Now, Psycho and I were talking about this before, but the original ending to the movie was going to be Russell K in his little prop plane with a bomb strapped to it, flying into the beam. And I'm like, I'm glad they changed that. That was stupid because that prop plane would not have blasted.
Nope.
Wood against laser? Nope. The metal, it had a fighting chance.
There's no way I could have taken that seriously. That would have taken me out of the movie completely at that point.
And at that point, Robert Loggia is correct. This is a fucking spoof movie. I'm Robert Loggia.
Well, and you gotta think too, like the weight limit of that little plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it just. I don't know. And I'm not saying anything in this is realistic.
No,
it's not.
But in reality, that plane does not have the maneuvering capabilities that the F-14s had or the F-18s had. It doesn't have that. So, again, we're not nitpicking. We're just pointing out the obvious. It's not, at least for me, it's not going to affect my score. I'm not going to.
No, not at all.
You thought Derek Conner Jr. a soldier and it's the fucking Marine. It's a fucking 3. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to. Now, if it was just blatantly obvious, obviously, whatever. But there are parts of this movie where it looks like we're not going to fucking win. And then we get introduced. Will Smith brings the fucking alien to Area 51. They're experimenting on it. It wakes up. We discover that they have telepathy. He's talking through Brett Spiner. And then he's able to tap into the president's mind. He's poisoned for a minute. They fucking kill it. And then he's like, they're like locusts. They travel from planet to planet. They bleed all the natural resources and they go on. And then that's when he's like, fuck them. Nuke the bastards. And I'm like, and of course, Jeff Goldblum's character is like, he's all about recycling. He bitches because one can was in the trash can. Are you kidding me right now? The other guy's like, sue me. David, fuck off. We have a serious problem here.
See, though, even though the president was in that moment, like, nuke the bastards, but when he's sitting in the room and he knows what's about to happen, he's very hesitant. He knows that this is a bad idea.
There's no turning back.
But at that point, it's like, what else do we have? We have nothing else. Like he said, that was our ace in the hole. We had no other backup plan at the time. And it just sucks that a whole entire city had to be obliterated, but they were going to blow it up anyway. So, I mean, really, were we really at fault in that moment?
We did it for him. It was collateral damage. But even right before the nuke goes, you hear Whitman say, may our children forgive us, because he knows the consequences of this. And it was on American soil. It's not like we're going to drop it somewhere else. It's like, it's in Houston, which is where NASA's at. You just obliterated all of that. That is gone. It doesn't exist. It has been wiped off the map. Mm-hmm. So and then I know we're skipping all over the place. And then freaking David's father gives him the inspiration, give it a cold. Holy crap. Let me pull out my Apple II fucking laptop. We pull that fucker out, opens it up, and decides to implant a virus. And he's able to get the force field to go down so they can implant a virus into the ship, which I guess the ship had Wi-Fi before we did. So I guess that's.
Well, of course they had Wi-Fi before we did. Where do you think we got Wi-Fi from?
Well, they even had touch screens when they're up in the ship. They had touch screens.
But it's funny that you talk about Wi-Fi, but that's one of my favorite lines from Tron Legacy is Jeff Flynn's like, "Oh, Wi-Fi. I thought of that in '85." Just funny that it was there. It never happened. But they decide to send the ship up to the ship that they captured in like the '60s. Send it up there, implant the virus, nuke them, and then hopefully the signal, which is that's a very, very brave assumption that, they're all controlled by this one ship, but again, they call the mothership. So we get that going. They implant the virus. And again, an Apple II computer. Again, this is in 96, little laptop with it had a spot where you could put your cell phone to get reception. Cause I guess again, there's fucking Wi-Fi in 96. It must have been above my pay grade at that point. And then they just start wasting their missiles on the side and they figure out, let's blow up the fucking weapon because it was kind of not open at that point. So they're able to figure out that if you blow up the weapon, it's like, the thermal exhaust port right below the main port type of shit. You know what I mean? It's just
there are some little minor
Star Wars
nuances,
references.
There are a couple along the way.
They're small, but they're fun. They're like, okay. And
yeah,
this is obviously a year before Special Edition came out because that came out in 97. Like
true.
Less than a year away. But and Psycho and I talked about this before when, they're trying to sober up Russell. He's a pilot. He does what he does. They get him in the plane and he's just, he puts the picture of his kids up there and he's fucking with the systems and he arms one of the missiles and he's like, oh shit. And then I picked the wrong
drinking.
Now, my theory on that is that there was a missile that malfunctioned, which is why he had to sacrifice himself. That was probably the same missile that he fucked up. For whatever reason, he disabled it or it malfunctioned. So therefore, to me, it's kind of like a little, what's the word I want to say? It's like a little, not symbolism, but like God damn it, I can't think of the fucking word.
I hate it. I hate that when I know what I want to say.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's foreshadowing. It foreshadows that maybe this is going to come back later in the movie, and it did.
I've never fucking thought of that.
Yeah,
really.
And the mass amount of times that I've watched this fucking movie, I've never thought of that.
And with Russell, something that I've thought about years ago after watching this multiple times. Throughout the film, he talks about how he wants revenge against the aliens. They kidnapped him and got all these, they probed on him, whatever the hell. It's hard not to believe it after a while because it's like, well, they knew exactly where to hit us. How the hell did they figure that out? So it's like, you know what? That means his story is probably 100% legit. How the fuck did they know?
They took out NORAD, which is where they're supposed to go in crisis. They took that fucking out.
Well, they're telepaths. So if they had abducted Russell, think of the countless people that have been abducted that have just disappeared and never came back also. Not just the ones that have been returned. So who's to say they didn't abduct somebody that had that information already?
Yep, exactly. And the fact that they had that alien ship from back in the 60s proves they'd been here before. So it is plausible that actually did happen at some point.
And I kind of almost wish that we would have gone one step further with this movie. What I mean by that is, yes, we know they've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish that this wasn't the first time that humanity experienced this on this scale. Almost as if this would have happened on a different planet that almost could have life. It doesn't have life anymore.
I see what you're saying.
Mars. Who's to say we didn't start off on Mars? But they attacked us. We left, came to Earth. Like, I kind of almost wish that it was like this big cycle that just continuously happens, and they are purposely harvesting and letting us go to, different spots to try to like rebuild. And then they just come back every, millennia or whatever the fuck it is that they come, which I know it would have been too much, but I wouldn't have minded that.
Interesting theory, no matter what.
That's the Battlestar Galactica theory that, they think they came from another planet. It turns out they're from Earth, but they evolved a lot quicker than the Earth did. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Almost a little bit like the V'ger storyline from the motion
Yeah.
picture Star Trek, kind of
Yeah.
like that. How that thing went to a whatever kind of planet it was and came back looking for its creator. So
One thing from when they're organizing, they're doing Morse code because you can't crack that. That's just what they don't know Morse code, which I think is brilliant. But they're passing on this information to everybody else, and we have the Brits in Iraq. Like, we have a message from the Americans. They want to launch an offensive, and you see the one guy, about bloody time. What do they want to? I'm like, really? We were waiting for us?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm okay us not being the main good guy in this story, but whatever, tweets their own,
I'm just gonna throw a random thought out there. I love Brett Spiner in this movie.
Oh, I loved him. He was great.
He is so. You know what? It got me. We were watching it last night, me and the old man. As soon as he came on screen, Data, and I was like, how the fuck do you know who Data is? What the fuck? They've been showing Star Trek: The Next Generation on MeTV apparently, so he's been watching it. So he knew exactly who he was right off. And I'm like, kudos to you.
For him knowing who Commander Data was. Fuck yeah. And once again, Brett Spiner died for the better good, just like he did in it. Well, he died in Nemesis. Spoiler alert, Scuba. Yeah, I know you probably haven't seen that one.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't die in this movie. Remember?
Actually, I think I have seen Nemesis.
That's right. He doesn't die because we see him in the sequel. I forgot about that.
Which I questioned that the first time watching. I was like, he looked like he died in Independence Day, but no, apparently he was just in a coma for 30 years. That's some bullshit. Right. I have not seen that movie since the first time we went to go see it, when I was dozing off the whole freaking time.
Yeah,
I have not seen it since.
I totally forgot he surved. Wow, that tells you how often I watch the sequel.
I've never seen the sequel. I've never seen it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I want to say this. That movie was released a decade ago, so it came out
roughly.
I think they waited too long to make the sequel. Like most movies, they waited too long to make the sequel. They could have gone towards in the future, but they could have done When the Fire is Hot. This movie did really well that particular year. They could have totally made the sequel 2 or 3 years down the road and kept it going as some sort of franchise to where, just like in the sequel, they sent a distress signal to the other aliens wherever they are, and it took them that long to get there. And then they just want to wreck shit, and again, we've reverse engineered all the technology. Humanity is united. Everything is great. All this fun stuff. And then they show back up and they have weapons that we hadn't even thought of yet that they didn't bring the first time. So therefore, we're right back to square one again. So,
well, bottom line, one of the biggest problems with that movie, there was no Will Smith, and a lot of people weren't happy about it.
So that's the main reason that I did not watch it, is because I heard they killed his character off.
They did.
Yeah. I don't agree.
And I will say this though, because you see Vivica Fox's character, she's caring for people, she's helping people. Even though she has a very small part in the sequel, she ends up becoming a doctor.
Apparently,
I thought it was kind of cool. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I guess she found her following. She didn't want to be a dancer anymore. She wanted to be, which I love that interaction between her and the first lady. So what do you do? Oh, I'm a dancer. Ballet. No, exotic. And she's like, sorry. Hey, don't
like,
be.
I'm not.
It's good money.
I mean, it's good money. It's for my baby. He's worth it. So
I get to jiggle my titties in front of everybody. It's all good. Scuba does that for free, but
I try to, but they're not there as much as they used to be.
Yeah. So, but we don't we want to talk about the Rotten Tomato scores. I know we were all over the place in this review. That's what we do.
Well, you know what though? That's fair though, because dude,
we don't have to sit there and follow along from every scene of every movie. We're just talking about the stuff we love about the movie, and we're discussing things. That's what fans do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
we call ourselves real movie critics, but we're not really movie critics per se. We're just dudes who like it's the same with Gormore. We're just dudes who like watching movies, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're not gonna stay on script. We don't have a script that we read. Yeah, could we go scene by scene? Of course. But who wants to sit and watch 3 jackasses talk about a movie scene by scene? I don't.
It's boring, and it's not.
And you get to see where our brains go.
And not only that, but I do have, you can't see it, but I do have a script, but it's just, you know, the cast and the fun facts and the little notes that I have about the movie. Other than
I
that,
mean,
there's no real script.
no, it's if anything, it's just bullet points. Oh, here's this
Yeah.
idea. Okay, and then you can take that idea and expand the living crap out of it to immensely. So big deal.
Yeah, Scuba is becoming the old 1930s vaudevillain there.
Yes, hey?
Yeah.
You look like Waluigi. Ah, Waluigi.
I'm going to win.
That being said, we'll move on to the Rotten Tomato scores. I will say that the scores are not what I thought they were going to be. I was actually unpleasantly surprised. So, since Scuba always has the power of the Force, I'm going to ask him first because I know he cheats sometimes, even though he won't admit to it.
So this one isn't fair because I already know the scores for both. So
he admitted to it. Okay, cool.
This time I do know the score for both. I can't even play it off like I'm going to guess.
Fair
I'm
enough.
a great actor, but I'm not that good.
Psycho Nerd, what do you the tomato meter, the critics, what do you think they gave? Well, what their score is?
I feel like I remember they were not hard, that they were actually in favor of the movie. I don't want to go too high. I don't want to go too low. I want to go 70 on this one.
77.
Close. 77.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
the percentage that may shock you. Popcorn meter, the fans. This is going to shock you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you want me to give a...
Yeah.
Yeah, guess, because I know what it is already. So
I'm waiting.
Shit, would it be higher or lower? You know,
100 years later.
I'm just going to throw, I don't know, maybe a little bit lower, 65 maybe?
no,
Pretty
75.
75.
It went higher. Okay, cool.
No, it went
Badass.
lower. It was
Oh,
lower.
it went lower than the critic score.
The critics score,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. My bad. That's
The
what I
critics
meant.
gave it 77. The fans gave it 75. So I don't know. I feel like that's low. I thought it would be high, for as good of a movie as this is. And again, this isn't a movie that I watch all the time. I probably should watch it at least once a year. Maybe make it part of my routine. On I know Scuba does the speech every year. I, on the other hand, I drop every year the beginning of the G.I. Joe movie. That thing, if you don't get hyped for America after watching that, you need to go back to Mother Russia.
Cobra.
Yeah, it is
Love that shit.
inspiring. Oh, yes.
That's the best part of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to watch the movie anymore. And fun fact about the G.I. Joe movie before we move on, Transformers the movie came out the year before, and they killed Optimus Prime. And they saw the aftermath of that. They were originally going to kill Duke. And they were like, nah, we'll just put him in a coma. Because they saw what happened with Optimus Prime. And I'm like, that's a good move. But here at the Real Movie Critics, we don't give a shit about the Rotten Tomato scores. We want to know what we think about this movie. So I was talking to Psycho before we hit record, before Scuba got here. Had a couple of ideas. I thought the Apple Mac, the Mac 2 laptop came to mind. Cell phones came to mind. But I feel like we should do our own victory dance. So 1 out of 5 cigars for this movie. So I'm going to start with Lord Scuba. What out of 1 out of 5 cigars, what would you give this movie?
Well, I guess I'm giving myself cancer because I'm smoking 5 of them cigars, baby.
Off the back, we have a 5. Damn, I did not expect that. I put it in the wrong spot. All right. Psycho Nerd, what do you give this movie?
I don't know if I can give it a solid 5. I mean, it's a great flick. It's a great popcorn flick. It's fun all around. But really, you know what? But then again, those little things I mentioned, they don't really bring the score down. So I don't know. Shit. I'm thinking long and hard on this one. You know what? What the fuck? There's like you said, there is not a boring scene in this entire damn movie. It's fun from start to finish. I love how we get our asses kicked throughout the movie and we have this great triumphant final battle with the aliens. We kick the shit out of them. It's so satisfying. You know what? Let's just give it 5 victory dances. Fuck it.
Oh, baby.
What the hell? I was going to give it a 4.5, but I can't think of anything outside of those minor things I was nitpicking. But again, those are just nitpicks. They're not complaints. They're just things that stand out. You know what I mean?
I need to quit going last because y'all put so much pressure on me to
look.
Hey, always go last.
Look,
you
all I'm saying, yeah, you always go last. Why don't you give your score first?
Because he's gauging our reaction. That's what he's doing.
That's
He's
the way we
feeding
edit
off of us.
So all I'm saying is acting is fucking solid. The score is fucking solid. The plot of the movie is fucking solid. The effects are fucking solid.
Yeah.
It's a solid fucking film.
Yep. That's
But
what
he called him a fucking soldier. No, just kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, again, we've talked about this before. I have a really bad habit of bringing the score down. With that being said, sorry, but hello. I'm afraid I have some good news. I also give it a 5. Come on.
Yeah.
And now I originally had 4.5. But again, my rating does change from the beginning of recording to the end. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That gives it points, or oh, that sucked. It goes down. So my ranking does vary depending on what we talk about and how we talk about it. So once again, we have another 5 out of 5 for everybody. I need to go back and go through the list of movies and write down. Because I want to do like a countdown show of the best movies and then pick our favorite at the end of the year. So definitely want to look at that. So this will conclude, including the rant that Scuba went on for 7 minutes.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
No, nothing to be sorry about.
This will conclude our review of Independence Day. Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
Well, Psycho Nerd is still only available here over on his channel. Now, he's been MIA on my channel as of late, but that's okay. We're putting out content every week for the past few weeks. I'm finally being a little bit more consistent. You can go to YouTube and find my YouTube channel. Sorry, my back had a crick in it. You can find my YouTube channel, Repeat Movie Viewer. I have put out a couple of recent videos. Pete's House for the Jackass movies finally came out. That video was a nightmare to make. And you know what? I was going to do this weekend. I was going to do the Star Wars marathon for the next episode, but you know what? I had a change of heart, and I'm going to do something else this weekend.
Oh,
and I'm going to sum it up with one word: groovy.
Oh, shit.
We have a new Evil Dead next week, people. Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, we fucking do.
So I don't have my boomstick, but goddamn it,
I gotta watch the other one, don't I? Because there's a second one that came out.
I have the actual chainsaw.
I wish I did, but you know what?
I have the Kandarian dagger. And I have the Necronomicon.
I know. I was going to ask to borrow that, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
You know what, Psycho? You're in charge,
buddy.
You're in charge of Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
Yeah, well, Jack can kiss my ass.
Lord Scubacabra, promote your shit, if any.
I don't got nothing to promote. I was just going to do the Independence Day president speech.
You know what? That could be the short. Fucking do it. Because I can edit it and I can put that as a short. So yes, Lord Scubacabra, you have the floor.
Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind. That word should have a new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Motherfucker!
Rock on, man.
I'm sorry, man. I got a little emotional hearing that.
I gave myself goosebumps doing that, dude. What the fuck?
This
it's so powerful.
This
was
is up there
from memory, or
no?
I have it right here.
And on the screen, I can see.
I didn't want to fuck it up. I do know like 98% of it, but I didn't want to.
See, you know what? That's cool. I appreciate that.
Here's the thing, though, too. That speech is up there with the Whitney Houston version of the Star Spangled Banner at Super Bowl 24. Was it 24? I forget what was. During the first Gulf War, it's up there. It definitely gets the tear factory rolling. But again, we will have the links for both the Psycho Nerd and, of course, the Gore and More podcast down in the description. And of course, here, the Real Zodiac Productions, we have both the Jazz Zodiac podcast, which is the greatest wrestling podcast you've never heard of, and of course, the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. We have new content that drops every week. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, give us a thumbs up. I'm noticing an uptick in not only subscriptions, but also the views. So we do appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think of this movie. Do you think it deserves a 5, or do you have an alternate take on this movie? We definitely want to hear from you.
And keep giving me the hate, because I feed off that shit. Baby, I love it.
That's what a true heel does. You feed off the hate. You don't get mad about it. You feed off that shit.
You know what? You can all go to hell.
But you go to hell. You go to hell and you die.
For the Psycho Nerd and Lord Scuba Cabra, I am the Josh Zodiac. And that is our final word on today's movie. Whether you loved it, hated it, or if you fell asleep halfway through and woke up wondering what the fuck just happened, we would love to hear your thoughts. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and leave a review whether or not wherever you get your podcast from. Until next time, keep the popcorn hot, the drinks cold, and remember, the credits may be rolling, but the conversation is just starting. We will see you at the movies.
Lights go down, the screen comes alive. Got my ticket ready for